Hey everyone, you'll notice a couple of things. A, my camera is more up now, so I'll be looking up a little more. I'm not going to be looking to the camera as much. I also cropped, so now you don't see as much of the room, so you can see more of what I want you to see without actually taking more of the screen I want you to. And you can see dog now, look at that. Now you can see on the floor. Oh, hey puppy. Hey puppy. Hey, you want to come up and say hi? No, she does not. Okay. So obviously, as the video indicates, we'll be talking about starting kits, bad ones, good ones, and eventually then we'll talk about whole skill sets. As you can see, I don't have everybody's. I'm working on it, but I don't have everybody's. Highwayman will be next, probably followed by the Hellion, and then I'll just have to brutally mash into these three at the end. Anyways, Plague Doctor, in terms of starting kits, one of the best. Plague Grenades is great. Blinding Gas, I personally think is great. Mischance is always great, especially for the final boss. Incision, it's okay, probably her weaker one. Battlefield Medicine's a must, and honestly though, actually Ounce of Prevention's it's not useless, but even when upgraded now, it's not as good, so I usually take that off for like Plague Grenades now. I do like keeping Incision on though. It is a melee skill and does allow you that third position area. Once again, I'm not going to talk about these next 6 skills because I'm not going to really hover over them too much. You know what Plague Grenades are from the first game. That's the only reason why. The rest of these get a little different, hence why I don't want to spoil them yet. Grave Robber. Her starting kit is... it's okay to bad. And the only reason why I say it's okay is Pick to the Face is actually pretty good for ignoring. Thrown Dagger is not terrible. It's actually a decent crit chance. And Poison Dart. So... what I want to say is none of her skills are great, hence why it's like kind of awkward. Absence, nice to keep yourself alive. Pick to the Face isn't bad, but I do like doing the Detonite ability other times. Flashing Daggers is terrible. Thrown Dagger is not preferred. Poison Dart is actually pretty good once you get it upgraded. So really these 3 abilities are decent to good. These 2 are just horrible kind of. So her starting kit's average to bad. Highwayman's, I mean, the only one I'd argue that's not really... it's tough. I would say it's Pistol Shot and Tracking Shot. And the reason why I say Tracking Shot's not that great is depending on how many dodge tokens the person has, it might not be useful. Unless you really, really need to land something. So I'm not a huge fan of Tracking Shot. Take Aim's good. Wicked Slice is amazing. Duelist Advanced Riposte is always good. You do get Point Blank Shot in your first shrine though, so naturally I do take that off and do that. So he has definitely one of the better starting kits as well. Man at Arms, I would once again argue much better one of the starting kits. Crush is actually pretty good in terms of damage, can hit the 3rd row. You know how I feel about 3rd row hitters. Rampart's not bad to get himself forward one, and also Dazed Defender is a must in my mind. Bolster, it's decent to good. I would say it's on the good end once you upgrade. Hold the Line, I mean it unshuffles you and gets you to the front, but... there's some other skills in here I usually take that off for. So his starting kit's pretty good. Definitely versatile on what he can do in the party, and his role is served rather well. Hellion. Her starting kit's average, I would say. Wicked Hack's okay. Iron Swan's okay. The only beef I have with a lot of her skills is that they're not particularly strong for not doing anything. And what I mean by that is like just 4 to 7. 4 to 7. Barbaric Yawp to reduce enemies' front damage isn't exactly... that's not terrible, but I usually take off Barbaric Yawp. If it bleeds is even upgraded, it's just okay. It's not as good as the first game. And then Tiptoe, it's not terrible, but some of her other abilities in here are a little better. So like I said, her starting kit is just average. We get to the Runaway. She's got 3 really baller skills. If you watched recently, I think Searing Strike's pretty good. Firefly's pretty good. So it's actually 3 to 6 damage, but do 2 DOT. So it's pretty much on par with everyone else's. Once again, 3 DOT, weaker. I like the 2 times blind, especially for the 3rd position where stress damage dealers sit. You can blind them for a turn or 2, saving yourself stress damage while you nuke the front row. Run and Hide's just terrible in my opinion, and then Hearthlight is as well pretty bad. Since I went over the other skills, Ransack and Carterize are actually a lot better. So usually I do something like that. The Jester starting kit is interesting, and I am excited to see. Oh, you can actually see what the names are going to be. That kind of sucks. Anyways. Well, I guess you know Harvest is coming back, Finale's coming back, Solo's coming back, so it's going to be Encore and Echoing March. So we got Razor's Wit. It's actually not too bad. Hits the 3rd position. Damage is a little lower, but to be expected. But you get yourself a self-evasion, which is really nice. Fade to back once again, 3 to 6, 10%, 3rd position. Blind, I like my blinds, I like my shuffling. Slice Off's 3 to 6, but 3 DOT immediately, which is really good. So I do prefer that. Actually, then obviously if it bleeds, it's stronger and does more DOT from the get-go. Battle Ballad, they pretty much nerfed it to the ever-loving ground. They said it was too strong of an ability and said, guess what? You'll never have a strong Battle Ballad in your life again. And you might wonder, what happens if you upgrade Battle Ballad? It gives you a speed token. And that's it. Battle Ballad's essentially garbage. Inspiring Tune, by far obviously the best stress heal, as it was in the first one still, so good job on that. So overall, I'd say his kit's oddly useful. It's average to good, and the only reason why I would say if it's average is a lot of the damage abilities are weaker, but not too terribly weaker, to be honest. So you know what, I'd creep towards good, but some of the damage isn't there immediately. Leper. So you can actually see a trend here minus the Plague Doctor, because I just did that. The Plague Doctor, Highwayman, Leper, and Jester all have the least amount of skills unlocked. Kind of tells you that I think they are the ones who have a complete starting kit. Chop's Chop, that's what you need. Purge, it's great corpse clear. Withstand's actually really good. All of you may make fun of it in the first game, but in this game it's oddly useful because it makes people attack you, gives you the shield things, and obviously raises your resistances. Solemnity, -2 stress, heals 33% HP. That upgrade is really good. -3 stress and heals 50% HP. Reflection gets rid of your blind tokens and eventually gets you -2. So essentially, this dude's never stressed, can always have his HP, just as the first one, and also take a lot of attacks and not take damage as well. Easily one of the better starting kits as well. Some people have obviously issues with Chop because 75% blind chance token. There's ways around that. There's allies who can remove that, and there's items that can remove that, and skills which you can also remove that. So take your poison. Then we get to Occultist, where you can see I've unlocked a decent chunk of his. I think he has probably one of the worst starting kits for the sole fact he's got 2 damage abilities pretty much. Sacrificial Stab, which 3 to 6 is nothing. And then Abyssal Artillery, 3 to 6, which is not a lot as well for nothing. Obviously that's important at the bottom for other skills, but then Weakening Curse doesn't even do damage, just minus his enemy strength, but it doesn't usually matter because that usually has stress in there, as well as maybe stun or bleed chances. So all you're really doing is allowing some stress and bleed to go through for a little bit of reduction for the HP. Weird Reconstruction, I think it's pretty bad, to be honest. It pairs well with the Runaway for Cauterize, but 0 to 33% HP when your target's below 33% HP means you can't heal often and early, which is like the cardinal sin. I say you cannot do with the Occultist is heal late and hope it works. So they destroyed my theory of the Occultist, and I think they made him harder to use in this game. Some of his other skills are actually pretty good, but as I said, I'm only doing starting kits. Once I have all 11 unlocked and can read them, we will do a full 11. But for now, we're just going to do the starting kits. Demon's Pool is actually probably one of the better ones, but only pulls 2, non-upgraded pulls 3, upgraded. It's 2 to 5 damage. Is actually what I mostly use him for, kind of like in the first game as well, but honestly, Sacrificial Stab and Abyssal Artillery just don't do it for me. He has some other interesting, better skills here. So that's the run through, so I'll do it one more time just to be a little more definitive for you. Plague Doctor. So we're going to have 3 tiers. We're going to have good, oh wait, I'm now cropped. We're going to have good, and bad. Plague Doctor, good. I'm going to put Grave Robber in the average. Highwayman, I'm going to put him in the good. Man at Arms, I'm going to put him in the good. I'm going to put the Hellion in average. Runaway, you know what, actually, I just realized everyone's going to be good and average except for the Occultist that bad. But I mean, that might be fair. The only other person I'd maybe consider bad is the Grave Robber. For the sole fact these three... Yeah, I might move the Grave Robber, because her damage is actually rather lackluster in this game. Pick to the face can get good, but it's not the most amazing. So since we're picking starting good, we'll say average to bad. She's on that middle line. I'd have to think about it longer. Highwayman good. Man-at-Arms good. Hellion average. Runaway average. Jester... He's a tough one, but I put him at average just for slightly lower damage. I actually would put the Leper at good, to be honest. I know the whole blind thing, but he's got a lot of ways around it. And the Occultist just at bad. Doesn't do a lot of damage. Doesn't really offer a lot of immediate utility with his things. You might as well just pick a Leper and pick the Plague Doctor instead of him, because the Plague Doctor just has more ability to heal and be more utility across multiple rows rather than just being bleh. That's what I think. Let me know if you've played the game. I'm assuming they're probably going to go through all these skills one more time. The game is still fairly new, and I'm sure they will pick apart a couple of skills and say this one needs to be a touch better. Thank you for watching. Hope you liked. Like and subscribe below.